Hello YouTubers and welcome to the Kevin T channel for the daily vlog, episode 33. Okay, a lot of press has been leaking about this whole anti-Trump protest thing, and I wanted to discuss that a minute. Is it necessary to be violent at a protest? No, because Martin Luther King did a walk in Washington, and that was not violent. Has there ever been a violent protest for another Republican candidate? No. Reagan didn't get it. The Bushes didn't get it. And I was born in 78, so... And yet, from video footage, there were protests about the Vietnam War. But in my lifetime, there has never been a protest about a Republican elected president. So, why are you guys arguing with the election results? The only thing is, I think you just want a democratic society. You want government to hold the cards in every bit of business. That is the only logical explanation I can come up with. Well, let's talk about that a minute, shall we? What other democratic society has cards in every bit of business? Democrats want to control everything. Republicans want you to govern yourselves. The two put together balance each other out. Republicans want this, Democrats want this, and they just, balance each other out saying, no, we need to do this or that, So like a marriage, you compromise. Well, if it's an all-democratic society, there ain't no compromising intact. If it's all Republican, well, you might get 9 out of 10. But here's the thing. I won't let you know this right off the hand. I was Christian born and raised, so I'm trying to figure out historically where, in a Bible sense, this could be put into place. The only thing I can think of is Moses. And he rescued the Jews from the Egyptian Pharaoh, who was very brutal, and the Jews were in slavery at that time. Now, he did it in such a way that he had God's hand in the matter. There was no violent protest. There was no nothing. Just plagues and viruses. And going to the Pharaoh and saying, let my people go. And every time the Pharaoh said no, God's like, okay, time for the next plague or virus or whatever. Let's see if this works. Finally, he caved and let everybody go, and then chased after him, saying, now I can go bring him back. What do you think happened? The Red Sea just went right over top of him. So, let me try and see if I can help you guys out. Protesting can be done violently or non-violently. I prefer non-violently. So because of the fact that you don't need to be violent to protest. Just in a civil manner, let your voice be heard. You have the right to freedom of speech. You have the right to freedom of religion. You have the right to bear arms. That's the whole point of America. You can do this kind of stuff, but in a civil manner, not in a violent manner. Violent manner will get you arrested in the pokey. In the jailhouse. So, what is the point? I don't see... There weren't protesting when Abraham Lincoln became president. For crying out loud. It was the 1800s. They accepted the election results with honor and dignity. Okay, let me explain to you what a full government-controlled society looks like. Alright, full government-controlled society is you eat when they tell you, you pee when they tell you, you poop when they tell you, you go to school when they tell you, you go where they tell you, how they tell you, and it's all military controlled. Just look at the Chinese. They're a communist country. Look at North Korea. They're a communist country. Russia, I don't know. Since communism is dead, but they don't have control of what they do. That's the reason in China, if you go there, you see the police walking around with AK-47s. I mean, that's in every video shot I've ever known. You try and speak your mind, they will arrest you on sight. So, what is the point of having a free democratic society? I don't understand that. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason or logic to any of this. Except the fact that you just want Trump out. Well, Hillary was no better. 33,000 leaked emails that she destroyed. Took a case in her younger years when she was a lawyer defending the rapist. Are you insane? Or have you lost your balls? I mean, there's no... The past creates the present creates the alternating future. You cannot change the past. What has happened has happened. You cannot change electoral votes or any of that. It's already done. And I really do not want to see another civil war. I really don't. Because that is where we are heading if this trend continues of anti-Trump protesting. Blacks against whites, whites against blacks, Mexicans against Hispanics. It can go any various of combinations. I mean, I just saw a video on Facebook of black guys beating up a white guy because he voted for Trump. Seriously, where is that going to get you? He's not going to change office. It's not going to bring back different results in the election. What is the point of beating up someone if it doesn't make a change? I really, really do not like the way things are going right now. I mean, you could study the Bible for years and not once has there ever mentioned there's wars in the Bible. There's all kinds of things in the Bible. But the thing is, not once was there an anti-Jesus protest of a violent nature. Yeah, except for maybe his crucifixion. I don't know if that qualifies or not. The Jew is saying, no, we want Jesus, not Barabbas. Come on. Even they were civil to an extent. I don't think toppling over buildings or carts or something of that nature and setting them on fire would be qualified as civil, but it was darker times. They weren't as advanced as we are now. I really don't know where the society is heading. I mean, whatever happened to being civilized and ethical and moral and logical about decision making? You make decisions on a logical basis. A very logical basis. I mean, for you protesters, step back and think about things. What is this going to accomplish? It's not going to put Hillary in office. That decision has already been made. President-elect Trump has already been voted on. You cannot change the rules of the game just because you don't like the results. That's like playing Candyland and being a 2-year-old. You're got a 1 card, but you want a 2 card, and you have 3 spaces, and you only go 1 space, and you're this close to beating the game, and yet you're crying about not getting a 2 card. I just don't understand it. I really don't. And if somebody would like to share or comment or post or like this video, please do. And for the governor of that whole Indian pipeline thing, I'm going to say this. Double check your history. Because you're doing something that, for the Indians' concern, is holy ground. And holy ground is sacred to the Indians. The Native Americans, I should say. There's only been one other case of doing something like this, but not to the extent. And they didn't have the weapons or the manpower to fight them. The U.S. military, in their infinite wisdom, tried to force relocate some Indians down in Oklahoma. It's called the Trail of Tears back in the 1800s. A lot of Native Americans died on that trail from hunger and starvation. Think about what you're doing. Is it, you can go around the daggum thing or go deep, deep, deep underground. We're talking 30, 40 miles underground and make the pipeline go there. But no, you want to go right over top of holy ground. Talk, negotiate. Don't go bringing police force barricades and tanks out there acting all stupid. You cannot do something that has been known to history to not work. How many times does it take before it becomes wrong? 500, 50, 1,000, 5,000? How many times people are you going to relocate just because you think it's the right thing to do when it isn't? Now, I realize I'm just stating my opinion, and my opinion as a civilian doesn't hold much water, especially when I'm a grunt worker. Unless I'm the king of the north or some Arabian dude with a crap ton of money to flash at you, I ain't got dilly squat. But I will say this. History is repeating itself in ways that I can't fathom. And we are looking at a country that doesn't seem to go logical. It seems to go, I want things to go my way type society. If I don't get what I want, I'm going to gripe and complain about it as much as I want. Even if I have to tip over a car or bash a window out or something of that nature, that just gets you in jail. People, think before you do something. Don't be stupid. That's just going to get you in more heat, more trouble, more press, bad press. And people over in Europe are looking at us like, those crazy Americans, they do not know what they are doing. You know, I see protesting and so forth, but there's a good way of going about it and a bad way of going about it. Violently protesting and kicking someone's butt just because you don't like the way they voted? Seriously. Accept and yield. Okay? Yet we have the right to freedom of speech, freedom of protest, but there's a right way and a wrong way. Martin Luther King did it the right way. There was no violent protest. He never acted violently. Look at some of the old footage from the Civil Rights Act of 1968. Or the 1960s, or the 1950s. Not once did he ever swing at anybody. Or hit anybody because they didn't believe what he believed. He was the one getting hit on. Anyhow, that's my history spiel for the day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment, share, like, dislike this video as much as you want. I'll take a look at comments and comment back if I can. Thanks for watching.